we shall now go on to our next speaker, a very dynamic surgeon from Orissa, Dr. Ashok Nanda, who has simplified the complex in his top pearl. So on to you, Dr. Ashok.
Thank you, ma'am. So I'll be discussing, presenting a case which is a 62-year one-eyed gentleman who had hypermature cataract with pseudoexfoliation and mild phacodonesis. He also was on tamsulosin for last 2 to 2.5 years. So I anticipated that this patient could give me trouble while doing capsulorhexis. I might have problems in the iris behaving with becoming small. The anticipation was also that the posterior capsule could be floppy and the zonules could be loose. So accordingly, I prepared and stained the capsule. After staining, I planned a 2-stage rhexis, injecting a cohesive viscoelastic. I first did a small rhexis of about 2 to 2.5 millimeter with the help of rhexis forceps. After the rhexis was done, the liquid cortex came out. I then subsequently injected some amount of fluid to release the fluid pockets which are common in this type of hypermature cataract and rotated the nucleus. Then all the fluid cortex was aspirated out and I re-injected the antechamber with a dispersive viscoelastic now, and then did the second step of the capsulorhexis. So the second step is initiated with a small nick with an angled vanus, and again with the forceps, the rhexis is enlarged to about 5 or 5.5 millimeter in diameter, as much as possible. Now, doing a 2-stage capsulorhexis is definitely useful in a hypermature cataract because we know that these cataracts are prone to develop a rhexis extension. These rhexis are known to develop extension during capsulorhexis. Then before doing phacoemulsification, I decided to put a CTR into the capsular bag so that the linear forces of phacoemulsification can be uniformly distributed. If you are injecting the CTR manually, then it is mandatory to guard the trailing end so that it is not escaping into the sulcus. If you are injecting a injector for CTR, then this is not necessary. Now, having put the CTR in the bag, in most of the hypermature cataract, you will get a soft nucleus or a small nucleus. So a slow technique phaco or a low parameter phaco is good. Here in this case, the cataract was soft, but in spite of that, you can always see the flutter of the iris which is happening in spite of parameters being low. So this is a feature of floppy iris. Fortunately, during this surgery, in this one-eyed person, the pupil did not come down, but otherwise one should be prepared with pupil expanding devices to be introduced, and also hooks for junular dialysis and a CT segment in case a dialysis occurs. So we could manage to do the nucleus removal. The last fragment of the nucleus in these, usually at this stage, when you remove the last piece of the nucleus, so it is mandatory to remove your side port instrument and decrease the parameters and then finally remove the last piece. Usually in these cases, you do not have too much of cortex, so you need to polish the anterior capsule because in pseudo exfoliation, you can expect capsular phimosis. So polishing is important. You have to put in the lens gently. Either you do it under BSS or under visco. You should not exert too much of pressure to cause any stretch on the zonules. If you have injected a viscoelastic, then a good cleaning of viscoelastic at the end of the surgery is mandatory to prevent spikes and spike of IOP. Here you anticipate more inflammation. So ideally a combination of steroids with NSAID is a must. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ashok. It was a very comprehensive overview of pseudoexfoliation and all its ramifications. Just for the audience, I'm asking you this question. In this particular case, when the zonular weakness was not very apparent, the dialysis, could you have carried on with capsule hooks instead of a CTR right away? And the second question, part of it is, how could you tell us how you take care of the posterior capsular trampolining from being prevented?
Yeah, the main reason for putting a CTR was probably to avoid to give a good tamponade to the posterior capsule. because these cases your posterior capsule is very, very floppy. And especially when you remove the last piece of the nucleus, the PC rent is very high. So the CTR is much more helpful than a iris hook or a capsular hook.
Yes, very good. Anagha, you have anything to ask him?
I think that was an excellent video, sir. Beautifully presented. And like you rightly mentioned, CTR could have been put later on, but in view of the phacodonesis that was there, you took the right decision, I think. That was truly great.
And of course,
Yes.
the tangential stripping of the cortex is also quite important. And I think you have shown all the steps very well. Expert panel, do you have anything to ask at this point?
In
cases
one-
of pseudo exfoliation, especially when there is phacodonosis, he said there was some phacodonosis, would probably select a 3-piece lens and then put it in the sulcus and do a optic capture in the capsulorhexis to just prevent long-term dislocations. Because we see these cases after 10 years, 12 years, they come back with dislocations of the whole capsule, CTR, and IOL complex. And then the whole thing has to be removed. And if you have a 3-piece lens, even if it dislocates, then you can do one of the techniques to refix the same lens. So this is just my thought. Otherwise, very well demonstrated. And the double rhexis is something that is a very good technique for intumescent cataracts.
Just one more small comment from here. I think any patient who has minimal subluxation, CTR is a must, because it will always prevent a late subluxation of the IOL in the future. So CTR, if you even see mild phacodonosis, don't hesitate, just put a CTR in all these patients.
Not telling about not placing the CTR at all.
Okay.
Whether you could use capsular hooks and do the surgery and towards the end put a CTR for a greater ease in removing the cortex.
Fine.
Great presentation, Ashok. Just one observation in the sense that I didn't see any hydrodissection being done. Maybe it got edited out, but in these cases, especially when the entire nucleus is in place with the cortex, before introducing the CTR, though you managed to do it very nicely, I would like to do a hydrodissection of discodissection. I will not rotate the nucleus, but then that creates a passage for me to raise the ring.
And maybe
After the
do a
small
little
rhexis I
visco
did.
underneath the capsular margin so as to create a plane to put in the CTR.
So
Excellent. I think excellent video. Dr. Ashok Nanda clarified everything. And the only thing is, if the subluxation is more, you may have to combine the CTR with the hooks also at times to support the capsule. But excellently, I mean, very nicely demonstrated all the steps.
congratulations, Dr. Kapil. And I'm sorry,
Dr. Ashok.
so